Hi friends, welcome to TechieMit. Good to see you after a long time. So, in continuation of our exception handling series, we will see about null pointer exception. So basically, what are null pointer exception and how to go for it. So in this video, we'll see about runtime exception and some other exceptions. And to start with, we'll start with the famous exception called as null pointer exception, which is one of the favorite in every Java programmer's life. So let's go for it. So what I will do to keep it simple for the demo purpose and to be elaborative enough, I'll just take a variable over here. I will not initialize it. Okay, I'll keep it as it is. And I will just do a sys out over here. Just dot. It is telling me to initialize. So I will just initialize with null. Now the compiler error is gone. Now the variable is initialized with null, and if you try to access any variable with null and perform any operation on the null, it will definitely throw null pointer exception. So I will just do s.char 0 this operation and see over here it's giving an exception. It's giving an assertion that in a thread main Java null pointer exception cannot invoke string dot char int because s is null, so it is throwing a null pointer exception basically. So to give to handle such situation, uh, I made a separate video on how the null pointer exception should be handled. But to catch the exception, because this is a series of catch exception handling, I'll just show how to catch the exception. So I will include a try block over here, and I will just catch the exception. No, this is a runtime exception because compiler type checking is not done for it. So it is called as a runtime exception. That is the point to be noted. And I will print my message as null pointer exception caught. Or if you want to print a stack trace, that will also be fine. But anyways, this stack trace will be printed in same format. But to give some user defined message so that the user come to know you can give such an statement in the catch block. So now let's see this exception will be handled and it will be caught using the catch block. So catch block will basically, it will not overcome the exception, but it will catch the exception. See, it's showing here a null pointer exception caught. So the null pointer exception is basically caught. So this is a demo of null pointer exception. Now let's move to array index out of bound exception. So I will take one array for it. It's an int array. So basically this is an array of two size. So it will can hold only two integer because it's an integer array. And what if I try to access the third element which is does not exist in array? It should definitely throw an exception. Let's see. See, showing array index out of bound exception. So because you are trying to access an index that is 3, that is beyond the declaration of the declared size, that is static size 2. So 3 is beyond 2, so it is out of bound, so it throws out of bound exception. So it's clearly saying that index 3 is out of bounds of length 2, so it is throwing an out of bound exception. So to handle such situation, I will just include try catch similar to our previous. So to catch the block, I should include the catch over here. I will handle caught the exception in the catch block. So I will write over here the null pointer exception caught. Sorry, array index about caught. No, this is also a runtime exception because you are trying to access an exception that is of an array that is out of bound. So it should definitely throw an exception. Let's see how it prints it now. It should print, including the catch block. It should catch the message. Yeah, see, it's printed the array index out of bound exception. So you tried to access an index that is out of the declared size, so an exception was occurred and we handled it using the catch blocks. So the exception that was in try block was handled in the catch block. So that was about array index of bound exception. Now let's see one more exception that is related to runtime exception, that is uh, arithmetic exception. What I'll do, I'll take a number, num equal to 1. Okay. And I'll try to divide this number by 0. Let's see what happens. It should throw an exception because it's basically in mathematics 1 divided by 0 is infinity. So this is an exception situation. So now let's see. Yes, there is this arithmetic exception, that is divide by 0 exception. So you cannot divide a number by 0, otherwise an exception will throw it. It's arithmetic falls under arithmetic exception. So this is divide by 0 exception, it falls under arithmetic exception class. You can handle it. So in this specific program, you can do the improvement by including only that particular class in the arithmetic exception. Okay, it's declaring as arithmetic and so I will. Okay. Yeah, it was showing us because we can catch it because it was showing that because it cannot be thrown because it is. So this is arithmetic exception caught. Now let's see, it should print arithmetic exception demo caught. Yeah, correct. Rightfully, it's printing because we are in the catch block. We have got the exception that was thrown. That is the arithmetic. Is that is 1 divided by 0. Also, if the number is 0, 0 divided by 0 is also an exception. So it will also be caught. See, it's basically, so it's exception occurs, so it's handled the exception. So but if there is a code that doesn't include an exception in the try block, basically, so it will not throw any exception, so exception won't be caught. It will not print the message in the catch block. Let's see 1, because 1 divided by 1, it's not an exception code, so the catch block wouldn't be executed at all. So only the try block will be executed, and the catch block in such scenario is useless because no exception doesn't occurs in the try block. So that video, this video was altogether about runtime exception. So we, to start with, we saw about null pointer exception, followed by array index of out of bound exception. So when does null pointer exception occur? So by trying to access a value that is null and performing an operation on the null value, definitely it will throw a null pointer exception, and how to handle it. And array index of bound, how to where it occur, because if you try to access an index that is beyond the declared size, it will definitely occur. After that, we have arithmetic exception when it will occur. So 1 divided by 0, 0 divided by 0. So this runtime exceptions are the situations which can occur, and you need to handle it. You can handle it using the try catch. And we also saw that some code that doesn't throw an exception, so in that case catch won't be invoked at all, and it will run fine with the program, or what's the output of the program, it will be surely, and catch block wouldn't be executed at all. So basically this video was all about uh, runtime exception, and we saw basically the various types of it, some types. So it's not possible to see all kind of exceptions, but to just get the gist and knowledge of what are basically runtime exception about, and how to handle them, and to I've explained them in a simple way to make it elaborative and more declarative. So do keep liking, subscribing, #TechieMit. More to come on in such exception related video series and other videos. Bye for now.